Hey, how's everyone doing today? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Gino, and I'm going to share a little personal story with you today. Just a quick show of hands. How many here can remember their first job? I know for me, I was 9 years old, and my parents owned a restaurant in the town that we were living in. And one day, my father, he pulls me aside, and he says, "Come here, son." So I come running over, and he pulls out from his wallet $100 bill. And as soon as I saw it, I was literally amazed. And I grab it from his hand, and I'm literally just staring at this thing. And he says, "Son, do you want this?" And I says, "Yes, yes." He goes, "Well, here's what I want you to do." He goes, "You're going to come work for me in the restaurant." And he goes, "I tell you what," he goes, "if you can save $80, I will give you a $100 bill." So this seemed good to me. So I literally shook on it and agreed to come work for my father. And I remember from that point on, I was helping him do everything from mop the floors to bussing tables to making pizzas and literally doing all these different things in my father's restaurant to kind of earn the money. And it took a really long time. I think after finally 3 years, well, not quite 3 years, but probably after 6 or 9 months of working for my father and saving some birthday money, I finally came to my father and I says, "I have the money, Dad. You can count it. It's all here." Looking back, most of it was probably in quarters and dollar bills. And he counts the money and he says, "Well," he goes, "great job, son." He goes, "You saved the $80." He says, "Now give me the money." And he goes, "I'm going to go to the bank." And he says, "Tonight, I'm going to give you your $100 bill." And when he says that, it wasn't what I was expecting. I didn't want to give him all my hard-earned money right then and there. I was hoping he was just going to give me the $100 and then I could kind of give it to him. And I says, "Dad, how about you just bring home the money and then I'll give it to you." And he says, "Son," he goes, "I need the money to go to the bank." And he says, "I will give you that $100 bill." And I kept thinking, I says, "Well, what happens if you run off on me and Mom? And what happens if you never come back or if you lose it?" And I'm thinking of all these different excuses, and I'm thinking, "Oh, well, how about I just give you half? I'll give you $40, right? And then, when you come back, I'll give you the other half." And he goes, "Son," he goes, "if you want the reward, you're going to have to give it to me all now." So finally, I thought it over, and just as he's about to leave, I chased him, and I said, "Okay, Dad, I'll do it." I said, "Just promise me you'll come back with my money." And he says, "Son," and he goes, "have I ever lied to you?" And I says, "Dad, no, you haven't." And I gave him my money, and literally for the rest of the day, I had so much anxiety. I was so nervous. I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, if he loses it, I'm finished. I'll never recover from this, right?" And I'm literally come home from school, and I'm waiting for him to come home. And sure enough, later that night, he came home, and he handed me the $100 bill. And it was the biggest payoff, right? And I remember just staring at it. And I brought it to school the next day, and I'm showing all my friends. And literally, I'm the richest 9-year-old in school history, right? People are opening doors for me. And I was just so excited to kind of show off my hard work. And I went off and I think I bought maybe a Ninja Turtle bike or some video games of things of that nature. And to be honest, I don't remember exactly what it is I bought. But a few months back, I was at the cancer treatment center with my father, and I watched him go through chemo. I watched him go through radiation. I watched him go through surgeries and different things of that nature. And I realized that the greatest reward was not the $100 bill. The greatest reward was actually spending time with my father. It was learning about the family business and learning how to work hard and steward what God has given me was actually the greatest reward of that time. So, I tend to think of this story and I think of some of the things that John Maxwell has taught us. Number one, that life is a trade-off, that you have to give up to go up. I literally had to trust my father and give him all the money that was in my hand and trust that he was going to come back and give me something much greater. And number two is life is a journey, and that we can't get so caught up in the business side of life that we forget about what the most important thing of life is. And that's family, and that's relationships, and just enjoying the time that you have with one another. And as I look back on that story, I'm just so grateful, not just for the $100 bill, which was nice. I'm thankful for my father, and I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for the things that I've learned along the way. So if you're here today and maybe you're a little worried about a certain risk that you have to take, just do it with all your heart. and just enjoy the journey and the process, and you will grow and you will learn so many incredible and special things. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.